Hello? Hello, hello, hello. You just noticed the can at the top right. What are you talking about? What's up, chat? Dude, is this build out yet or what? Have they even I don't even know if it's gonna come out today, man. Max, what was the name of the Mythic Plus Week Aura pack you're using on Sunday? I don't know. I think maybe Kevin's? I have no idea. There was a vendor build, so probably tomorrow. What the fuck was there was a vendor build mean? Wait. Hold the phone. Oh, just kidding. Whatever the opposite of hold the phone is. What is it? It's the build they deploy to the encrypted CDN the day before. Max, my wife and I just moved into our first house this weekend. We left a good review for our old apartment, so you can't use that analogy anymore. Fuck. That's some spiteful energy. What the fuck? Jesus. I like that one, though. It's true. I mean, the first time I remember seeing something like that was I remember leaving my apartment company or leaving my apartment in Austin, but really liking it. And then recommending it to a friend who was moving there. And I went to like go find the information to link them the website, and I had never looked at the reviews before, but I went and it was like 1-star reviews. And I went and read through the reviews, and it was all like, I mean, you know, sometimes people get emotional on there or type whatever, but like most of it seemed like people like just weren't paying their rent and then got in trouble for it, and then like were like, they should have given me more of a break or whatever. It had nothing to do with anything else, you know? Because like that's a really stressful time in your life, bro. Like when you're living somewhere and you're struggling with rent and you have to pay for the consequences of that, like you're in an emotional, like vulnerable state, so you're gonna lash out at whoever. And I think those companies get lashed out about a lot. That now, I'm not saying this in defense of, I'm sure there are fucking awful leasing companies, like fuck landlords, all that shit, but I think even good ones probably don't have good reviews because of that. Alpha server still up. Will there even be a build? Guys, I don't know if there's gonna be a build today, because I'm like the rest of you. I don't actually, unlike what you guys say, I actually don't know when alpha builds and stuff are coming out, which is what you think. But I mean, you guys wouldn't even fucking believe me if I told you. Like, if I told you that, you'd be like, oh, well, you're just streaming today because you're just streaming today to throw us off the scent. Like, you gotta fuck it up once in a while just so... Come on, man. Max, I got some absolute banger content for you, Max. Go watch Growl play Fire Mage. Well, so the problem with me hate watching Growl play Fire Mage is I don't know how to play Fire Mage, so everything he's doing wrong isn't like funny to me because I don't know what's happening. See, look, he looks like he's doing fine. He's got like a way too minimal weak aura package like most DPS players do. And it looks like it's working. He's doing stuff. He's spending his charges of whatever the fuck this is. I'm guessing the two on top are Phoenix Flames. And the one under that is Fire Blast. He's just not using Phoenix Flames. Yeah, I see that he's had 2 charges of that for a while. Apparently Dorki's healing this group. Which is the main thing I wanted to hate watch today. I don't know, I got online and I was like, I don't know if there's going to be an alpha build today, but if there isn't, we can probably just yap and in the background we can just prey on Dorky and Growl's downfall. Max, do you know how to heal? Yeah, I mean, I get the general premise, like people's health goes low and then you cast heals on them. But like, if you mean, like, could I log into a healer right now and you'd be like, wow, you really know what you're doing? Nope. Not one bit. I played a Preservation Evoker in Season 1 for exactly 3 keys.
Dude, Verdant Fusion feels so...
And I don't know, it was kind of fun. I actually really liked... I had a lot of fun doing that. I want to see Max get Keystone Master on a healer. Keystone Master, isn't that like turbo low keys? That would be fucking negative content. I think what you meant to say is you want me to heal like title. I'm assuming is what you mean. Did you love Risk of Rain 2? Dude, fuck, I did, man. I fucking did. You know what's really sad, though? I played Risk of Rain 2 for, like, 40 minutes yesterday on stream. Had a good first run. Had a lot of fun. Wanted to queue up again, try some new classes, and I was getting motion sick. And I don't think that's ever happened to me in any game before. So maybe if I, like, reduce the frame rate, give it a fresh try... Maybe change some weird settings in there or something. I tried to look on Reddit to see if there was like people who figured out how to stop it. There's not a field of view slider for it, no. Apparently you can get a mod for it though that changes it. I've heard windowed mode can help a lot with that. Yeah, maybe. Max, you don't get motion sickness even on Apex? No, I have thousands of hours in Apex. Thousands. I've played over 1,000 hours of Apex and I've never gotten motion sick one time. I've played a million games like that. I've never gotten motion sick in a game except for specifically yesterday playing Risk of Rain 2. I have a curved screen and I don't have an issue. Oh, well, fucking look at this guy. Alright, man. Yeah, we get it, bro. Your screen's fucking curved. Very cool. Dude, speaking of that, can Alienware send me some new fucking monitors, by the way? How many Alienware commercials have I done in the last year? Alienware monitors. Yeah, let's look at this shit. Alright, let's just have this be as bright as possible then. Alright, what kind of monitor should we get? You have to ask your talent manager? I did. Here, let me see if I can go find this conversation. I have to scroll up. Let's see. I'm still scrolling up. I'll find it, bro. I'm pretty sure I got ghosted. Or they said no and they just never told me. Man, maybe... Was this more than a couple months ago? Oh, here we go. Yo. Can I get some of those new OLEDs? Let me do some work here and I'll let you know what I hear. And then let's see. And then she said, this guy and I are working on your monitor order and working with partnerships for approval. I'll keep you posted on this and provide tracking when available. And then they just never said anything, man. I mean, either way. Which one is it? Alright, so 27-inch for sure. Shipping doesn't matter. Where's that OLED? Give me that OLED. Wait, let me find the actual monitor. Here it is, bro. Right here. Alienware 27-inch, 360 hertz QD OLED gaming monitor. And I asked Siori about it, who's like he's our tech genius. He lets you know, like, he's like, oh, these companies all use the same panel or whatever. But apparently he said this is like one of the OLEDs that has like great quality for a monitor. Super, super banger monitor. This is what I wanted. But they just fucking give it to me, man. Dude, how come when you like go on sites like this and you don't give them your information, they pull up a zip code that's like, dude, where the hell is 9001? That's not my zip code, but like, where the fuck is that? Like, do they give you like, without asking for your location, do these websites get like an approximate location? It's geolocated based on your ISP. Oh, that makes sense. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see where this shit is on a map. Where's 9001? I mean, that's like an hour away from my house. So, ish. And that's with traffic, just so you guys can't fucking dox me. Because you don't know how much traffic there is. But I mean, I don't know. It's just weird, is why I asked. Has Alpha gone down? No, not to my knowledge. I don't know if there's going to be an Alpha build today. There just has been for the last 2 weeks. Yeah. Fuck, bro. Hey, man. Get me one of these monitors. Yeah, just in case you guys know someone at Alienware in your real life, just next time you see him, just be like, hey, man, real quick. So Max really wants one of these monitors. And just don't elaborate on who I am. They probably have nothing to do with that. But just put the word out there. Just let's let that float around a bit until it comes back to me. I'm trying to get a couple of these bitches. Or if any of you guys know Mr. Alienware himself. I'll let my manager know. In parentheses, he has no contact with Alienware. Beautiful. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Just buy them. I mean, okay. So if you guys were pressed with the opportunity to buy two $850 monitors, but you could get them for free, would you try to get them for free? Especially if you like have filmed like 5+ commercials for this company, and that frequently is something that happens to people in your position. I know people in Team Liquid who've been given Alienware monitors. I'm just trying to get mine. Free stuff's great. Are OLED screens really that big of an improvement? Never saw the point in shilling the money out for monitors that have them. Well, Have you ever seen? It's just like a preference thing. Like, have you ever seen like the difference between what blacks look like on OLED versus regular monitor? Like how dark the blacks are on your screen. It's fucking insane. It's like an inky black that you can only get with OLED. And I think that matters in gaming. Guys, you know what I'm fucking talking about. Don't do that. It's fucking insane. Once you're used to it, you can't go back. Yeah, it looks like a dulled out whitish black when you don't have OLED after you're used to OLED. OLED owns, man. CRT is where it's at. All right, we've spotted the Smash player. Do you guys know that people who play, like, people who have, like, thousands of viewers potentially on Twitch that make a significant amount of money playing games for a living still primarily use CRT monitors and TVs to practice and play the game they play all day every day? Fucking nuts, man. It's not OLED, it's just called getting old and losing your eyesight. That's why the black is so black. What the fuck, man? I'm not even old. I wonder, what do you guys think the layout of the new expansion is going to be? What the fuck are we talking about here? Oh, I remember. Like, so, for example, here is how Dragonflight was, the expansion release, right? Dragonflight was X-Pack launch, right? X-Pack launch week, and then it was, like, second week, and then it was... Is that text for ants? All right, shut the fuck up, man. Sorry, I didn't mean that. That was crazy aggressive. And then it was new season, Mythic Plus, fully uncapped, Mythic raid, everything. Okay. That's what Dragonflight was. This was Dragonflight. Okay. So please turn on OLED for paint. Okay, man. Wasn't Mythic the third week in Dragonflight? In Dragonflight, it was week 1, week 2, Mythic. It was 2 weeks, and then the season started in Dragonflight. I looked it up before the stream. And then we have, so like, what will the War Within be? Okay, War Within out. Okay, you guys don't want to do this in Paint? Fine, let's do it in Notepad. Let's do it in Notepad so it's not as bright while we have Dorky in the background wiping. All right, so Dragonflight. Launch. Week 1. Week 2. Season 1 start. Okay, well, I guess instead of season 1 start, let's just say what came out this week. So, week 3. Okay, let's actually do it like this. Week 1 is nothing, and then week 3, what got added week? I guess, what content could you do? So it was like Mythic 0. This week it was Mythic 0. And this week it was Mythic Plus, in parentheses, uncapped. Gotta start at -3 days. I don't think that's relevant at all. Like, first of all, Dragonflight didn't have that. And even if the War Within has that, that's just going to be 3 extra days added onto week 1. There's going to be no reset stuff involved with it whatsoever. I don't think it's not even worth posting. Right, Mythic Plus uncapped, Mythic Raid is what came out week 3. All right, so the War Within launch. Again, early access I mean, let's just post it just so people stop typing about it, but completely irrelevant for what I'm actually trying to portray here. So early access plus early access plus week 1. This looks so stupid now, but okay. Week 2, week 3. All right. It's week 0. It's not week 0. I'm just going to say week 1. There's no reason to even post early access. There's early access is just 3 extra days to level before week 1, but it changes literally nothing about what we're going to talk about. All right. Week 1, I believe, will not have Mythic Zeros, right? It'll just be Heroic. A change they made in Season 4, as you all know. Old Mythic Zeros are now Heroics. It's the same thing as it used to be. You can literally just queue for them. That's it. No difference whatsoever. They are just able to be queued for. And it gives the same rewards as old Mythic Zero gave. They're not going to have new Mythic Zero in week 1 or 2, which would be funny if they do. I don't know that, by the way, but it would be funny if they did do that. Because it would be people, the amount of complaining that would happen, because Mythic Zeros are now what Mythic plus 10s used to be. So could you imagine if the only content you could do in the game was Mythic Zeros in week 1 with like leveling gear and rare farmed gear? You would get absolutely slaughtered and people would complain about the game being made for the 1% and shit. It would be so fucking funny. But okay, so week 2. Now this is where it gets interesting. I think there's 2 options. I think there's 2 options for how the War Within launch will go. Okay. Let's actually just say option A. Week 1 is just Heroic Dungeons. Week 2 is Heroic Dungeons plus only Heroic Raid. And week 3 is same thing as before. Mythic Plus, Uncapped, and Mythic Raid. So it's the exact same thing as what Dragonflight launch was, except you just, in the second week, you also can do normal and heroic of the raid. That way, 2 weeks into it, you can do all the Mythic Plus you'd want to do in the world, just like last expansion. And nothing's changing for you in that way. You're not being delayed by a week. That's what I think option A is. I think option B is kind of similar. Except no heroic raid week 2. It's just week 2 heroic dungeons, and then it's week 3 Mythic Plus Uncapped. But it's just heroic raid, and then week 4 would be Mythic. This is an insane week if they do this. Interesting to say the least. All right, and then I guess we have some other options. We have like option C, which I think is like extremely unlikely, which is these 2 things, which is heroic dungeons, and then it's week 3. Let me scroll down here. I guess once I make more lines, it will let me do that. Week 3 is heroic plus Mythic Zero only. And then week 4 is Mythic Plus, Uncapped, and Mythic Raid. Oh, week 3 is Heroic Raid plus Mythic Zero. Week 4 is Uncapped Mythic Plus Mythic Raid. I guess I should actually swap these around so it's easier to read. What is it? That would be horrible. Yeah. And then option D, I guess, is if there's another option, is like all the possibilities, right? We have week 1 heroic dungeons, and then you just move this up a week. And then you move this up a week. Which one do you guys think is the most likely out of these? D seems the best. Oh, no. I'm not talking about what you think is the best. I'm saying what you think Blizzard is likely to do. I'm not asking for you what you hopefully would want. I'm saying what Blizzard is likely to do. I'm leaning towards. So, I mean, if you were to just look at it, so option C is what happened the last time heroic weeks existed. Right? Dorky's fighting back. Wait, what's Dorky doing? Did he type something on screen? That's good. I missed it, yeah. So C is what happened in Shadowlands. The last time there was heroic weeks before Mythic came out. But when they did Dragonflight, it seemed pretty obvious that you could still have the heroic week. There's just no reason to actually cap Mythic Plus. Max, I think the Delves will be uncapped week 1. I'm not interested in really or understand Delves, so I just kind of left that out of this. But Delves could be involved in any or all of this, I guess. I have no idea. What is it? C is slightly better because Mythic Plus is capped at +6, right? So how Mythic Plus capping used to work is you only got gear from, I think, +6 or +7 in Mythic Plus. But new Mythic Plus system has Mythic 0 as an old 10. So I don't think there's ever going to be any like weird capping in Mythic Plus. I think it is purely going to be whether you can just do Mythic Zeros or whether you're able to do Mythic Plus at all. I just think this old weird restriction cap thing is just going to be always going to just be Mythic 0 or Mythic Plus. Which is also easier to understand too. What are heroics equivalent to now? Okay. Old, new. Old Mythic 0 is now heroic. Old Mythic +10 is now Mythic 0. I think, right? Is it any more complicated than that? What's old heroic? Oh, I guess old heroic would be new normal, I guess? Or is there any changes there? Or is old heroic just dead? I mean, if old heroic is dead, then I think that's fine because there was literally no fucking point to do old heroics. It was like some weird antiquated thing that used to be in the game and they didn't update it. This new version is much better, but is this just a straight difficulty increase across the board? No. This includes rewards. So what Mythic 0 rewards used to be are heroic. So like if you remember doing Mythic 0s at the beginning of last expansion, that process will be exactly the same, except you can queue for it in the group finder instead of having to make a group in like the group thing. That's the only difference. Gives you the same loot, everything. Mythic 0 plus Heroic Raid wouldn't make sense in the same week then, right? Upgrade tracks would be way off. Well, I mean, yeah, upgrade tracks are interesting. So what upgrade track does Mythic 0 give you? Like here was last tier. Was this season 3, right? So a Mythic +10 would give you Champion 1 out of 8. So are we to assume that Mythic Zeros in the new expansion are going to give Champ track? And then, yeah, hero and vault. Okay. Which one of these do I hope it is? Well, I mean, I kind of feel like Blizzard is unlikely to do option A, now that I'm thinking about it, and option D, because I think Blizzard is married to the idea where, like, there's really no actual content for the first 2 weeks because they want to give time for people to level and, like, experience a new expansion, maybe do some delves and shit. Like, I don't think they want to rush you into, like, technically season 1 in right away. Like, I think there's, like, actually zero chance it's D. Anything that just has one patch week is great, but doubt it procs. I think there's no fucking way they'll do that. I think there's going to be a 2-week buffer either way. Right? So I think it's going to be option B or C. I kind of hope it's option B. That week will be fucking insane if it's option B. Like, well, option B has a lot of benefits for Race to World First guilds randomly. It's going to be an insane week as far as time commitment, but it does have the side benefit of allowing you to have less characters on your roster. Like, realistically, how many characters you could have ready for week 2, meaning you have fully grinded Mythic Plus on them and are ready to make your choice based on your vault or whatever, or maybe you got lucky enough in Heroic Week the first week to not have to multiple characters. Like, the Race World First is weird. You always convince yourself that, like, you still do more characters just to, like, do as much as you can to compete, which is, like, a weird mindset. Well, not a weird mindset. It makes sense. But, like, if you look at it logically, there's all the more reason to not have. Like, for example, I talked to Ben last night because we think you can be able to do next tier with... You can definitely have... Like, if you wanted to have players that wanted to have a less amount of players and it's the only way they would raid, you could absolutely get away with that. And then, obviously, that's the best thing to do for your guild if it gives you a better chance of winning. Winning's the only thing that matters. I'll give you an exact quote from Ben. How many characters am I looking at right now? So Bubba's a better answer, but... Last year, we were able to get away with Evade having 2 and some people having 4 if they're a prio. And then Bubba said, yeah, gearing should be easier. Blah, blah. And then Ben said, if I can only make X amount of characters, I'm logging the fuck in. Exact quote. Right? So if you can get some of your best players to play that were previously and totally understandably were pushed away by the fact that you had to have 12 characters, Heroic Week existing is a great way to get people that hated that part of the race back in. Which already seems to be the case. The problem is back, yeah. So I'm thinking it's B. B is what I hope it is. C is going to make Mythic Plus players really mad. Because they're like, hey, last expansion during week 3, we could just start doing Mythic Plus, but now this expansion, we have Mythic Plus an entire week later. And I would fully understand that complaint. So C is the classic Blizzard choice. Yeah, I mean, the thing that I have convinced myself in my head that is going to work is, like, the 2 weeks of, like, basically nothing in the game, which we've had for a very long time now, is going to still exist. If there's any copium to A or D being an option, it's that the 3-day early access, which, you know, love it or hate it, I fucking hate that that's a thing. Most people are probably going to do that, and well, I don't know about most people, but a large amount of people are going to do that, especially people who care about getting into this content as soon as possible, and they will be more ready for that, like, second week than you would have normally. So, I don't know. I'm still thinking it's B or C. I think it's really interesting which one it is. The difference in levels of hell that we will be going through if it's option B versus option C. Option C is a fucking huge vibe. And option B is like every single minute that you could possibly spend in Heroic Week doing something is worth an extreme amount of value. Like, I'm pretty sure if option B is what this is, I don't think what we normally do is we fly out our players to the race like 4 days before the race starts. We wouldn't be able to fly people in that week. We would have to be there before week 3 even started, which wouldn't be a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that, unless it's Sepulcher. The only time we ever flew in our entire raid before Heroic Week started happened to be Sepulcher, which was like the longest race of all time, and that ended up being a massive negative near the end of the race, having our players on site at such a terrible location for that long. So like, as long as the first raid isn't as long as Sepulcher, which has only ever happened once, then bringing in our players an entire week earlier shouldn't be a huge problem. But I'm serious. I don't think you can fly players to your raid during this week. That usually we have European players. That's an entire lost day of farming. And I don't think you can do that. Was the location for Sepulcher bad because of the venue or because of the situation? I don't understand what the difference between those two things are. But the venue was absolutely horrible, yeah. We had a bunch of all of our computers had public IPs when the employees there were like downloading games on Steam in the back. We would all have 300, 400 MS until they stopped. We constantly had entire rows of PC turn off, usually at least once daily. We had to change caterers 3 times. We received food that was completely uncooked in the middle of it. People were leaving the facility and spending the entire break buying food on their own because the food was so bad. It was a fucking disaster. Have you ever lagged because casters downloaded Final Fantasy XIV? We lagged for 2 hours because an employee in the back was downloading Elden Ring during Sepulcher. And we literally stopped our raid for 15 minutes to find out who was downloading something. And we finally found this dude in the back room laughing with his friend playing Elden Ring. We're like, sorry, man. This facility's too bad. You can't actually download games. Let's see. Do you think they let you do key levels straight out of the gate during Heroic Week? That's what the question between B and C is, right? Could also ask them this in an interview. How is their bandwidth that bad? Bro, this place, we were the first event to ever be at this facility. Like I said, all the computers had public IPs. They weren't all on a managed switch or anything. It was completely, it was 100, like, they were using, like, switches for a network, like a corporate network environment like that from, like, Best Buy. It was fucking awful. All right, let's see. Have you eaten Jersey Mike's ever since? Bro, I love Jersey Mike's. Dude, the one day they brought... We were sponsored by Jersey Mike's back then. The one day they brought Jersey Mike's instead of that, like, uncooked dog shit food was like an oasis in the desert, man. Fucking love Jersey Mike's. I want to be sponsored by them again. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Having to move hotels during the, like, 3 weeks into the thing. All right. So I think it's about that. I'm about done with that. Let's see how Dorky's doing. Is this a high key, a 17 Azure Volt? It's probably not, but it's a high key for Dorky and Growl on Mage and Healer. What the fuck did Dorky just die to? Adcast, get fucking clapped. Max, Jersey Mike's versus Jimmy John's, which one is better? I'm not even gonna answer that. Like that there is no there's not two potential answers to that question. There's only one. Like if you think Jimmy John's is better than Jersey Mike's, you are so uncultured, or you've just never tried Jersey Mike's. I mean, it is significantly better. Let's see. Firehouse subs? Oh, Firehouse also owns, yeah. Wait, what dorky clip? Max, I finished watching the worst Mythic Plus tier list. I want to make a note that the third boss totems were coded as totems, so you couldn't hit them with most abilities. Havoc, for example, could literally only Chaos Strike and Demon's Bite. Imagine doing Brackenhide last boss, and that's all you've got for the totems. I don't even know what fucking dungeon you're talking about, but I've always been a large complainer about that. I think any time in this game, due to lore reasons, they feel like they have to have totems. They just should never have totems be like the actual mob type because of that reason. Hey girl, what's up, Ella? Yeah, I think Ella's been acting a little strange all day. She's been a little lethargic. She didn't want to eat her food this morning, and she does this sometimes. She's a big dog, so she'll just randomly just eat stuff, and then like normal dogs would just throw it up because they can't digest it, but like she's so big that she can. But yeah, she's been acting really strange today. So if this continues for another like hour or so, I'm probably just gonna take her to the vet. The clip is in your Discord? Alright. Dratnos clip called Mythic Plus Players.
The second bomb on purple. We're very close to it.
Wow. I have a good feeling about the second one here.
Alright, here we go, and on purple.
Whoa!
Pretty good.
Not bad. Not
Interesting one in the front there, but it's good.
bad. Yeah, it could be way worse. It could be way worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm going off
It's
of here.
workable.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my god, Dratnos is getting destroyed.
We've lost some people.
Oh no.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's
Oh,
When
fine.
M+ers have to do mechanics. Oh.
This isn't even that good of a clip. Is there a different clip? You didn't even get to see the death. You just get to see it. Like, if Dorky was streaming this, it would be way better. This statement's true, all that matters. Is Alpha down? Nah, it's looking like Alpha might not be a thing today. Which I hope it's Thursday, because I will not be streaming tomorrow, so. Or if I am, it's going to be like hella late, which is always not fun for me. Let's do an Alpha check. I don't think it's down. Pretty sure Alpha isn't down. You're not playing Kata? Nah. Hi, Ella. What's up, girl? Lily, you're such an attention... Get out of here. You are an attention-loving little girl. Can you let me take care of Ella? She does not feel well, I don't think. What is it? When my dog acts like that, she just starts snacking on grass to make herself throw up. She did that earlier. She threw up outside and I saw a bunch of grass. Tail hard tucked as well. Yeah. Yeah, you know what, chat? I think I'm making a call here. I think the stream today might have to be put on hold. I don't know. What kind of vibes is she giving you guys? Ella, come here, girl. Come here. See, isn't she being weird? She's like, her tail's tucked. She's just like standing there. She's never like that. Hey, girl. Yeah, I think it's vet time. Baby girl. Ella. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take her to vet. She was also throwing up a bit last night. I think all the signs are gonna have me take care of her. All right, boys. I mean, there's not a new build today anyway, so I was just gonna yap for a little bit. So you guys got taken away from like a small amount of yapping. I've been live for like less than an hour, but you know what it is. Sometimes duty calls. If there's a build tomorrow, I'll be live. It'll just be late. So I'll see you guys later. I'll host Dorky since I was hate watching him. Love hate watching, by the way. Make sure you guys continue hate watching for me. All right. See ya.